Insider presents Geek Speak with Matthew Harris and Meredith Lachlan. We cover entertainment, news, and tech with special guest appearances. So sit back and enjoy as we geek out together right now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Geek Speak. I'm Meredith Lachlan, and my co-host Matthew Harris is here. Tonight, we have the creative team behind the web series comedy Dead Enders.
I know we need that sound effect.
I know. You know? The cheering crowds, they go wild. So, hello, everybody. We're going to go around the room. We're going to put you up on the big screen one at a time and introduce yourself. Let us know what your character is. And then we're just going to go and do a round table. So you're not going to know who it is. We're just going to pop you up here. Boom.
Oh, God. Oh. Hot seat. Hi, I'm Anna, she, her, hers, they, them, theirs, and I play Harper. I'm also a co-creator and writer of Dead Enders.
Hi, my name is Daniel Cabrera. I use he, him, his pronouns, and I play Leo Solano in Dead Enders.
Hey, I'm Leslie Field. I use she, her pronouns. I play Eleanor Evans in Dead Enders.
Hi, I'm Nicole Martinez, she, her, hers. I play Maisie Perez on Dead Enders, and I'm also on the writing, creation, production team.
Hi, I'm Raik. I play Mac on Dead Enders. You don't need to know Mac's last name. He, him, his.
Hey, I'm Laurel Andersen. I play Jodie on Dead Enders. I use she, her, and they, them pronouns.
All righty. So that is an interesting question because this is the first time that we've had kind of like LGBTQ, anybody using pronouns and stuff like that. I'm going to ask that right away. Like, what's up with that? No, and not in a negative way. It's right. Because we are very inclusive and things like that. But there are a lot of people who are like, okay, why do they do that?
As far as adding the pronouns is what she's talking about.
I've been in a lot of rooms in theaters back when we were allowed to still be in rooms with each other. When this practice sort of started, it is kind of a new practice, I think, in my experience in introducing yourselves. I found that there was a great kind of relief because when, say you're working with someone who's transgender or non-binary and does use different pronouns and doesn't want to be misgendered at any time, it can probably be difficult to, bring that up as something that is a concern and would affect them. So I think making it just a general practice, this is who I am, these are my pronouns, I think that adds a lot of calm and relief to introductory situations like that and allows us to begin this kind of collaboration from a place of trust and understanding. So I think it's a great practice, and I'm really glad we do it.
And I'm glad that you answered, because here's the thing. I'm nearly 50, and so I don't understand that. And it's one of those things where I see, and I've always been curious, and I'm always afraid of offending people by asking that question, right. So I wanted to kind of open up that because I noticed that you mentioned the pronouns at the beginning. So I was curious. I don't want anybody getting offended or anything, because I saw the pregnant pause. I was just like, oh crap! I thought this was going to be fun.
No, I think it was just digesting the question.
Yeah, and also like, all right, which one of the 6 rambunctious ones of us wants to answer? But I think that's. Oh no.
No, go ahead.
No.
Oh, okay, I'll go then, Dan. But just that I think also exactly what you're saying is that like you don't, rather than feeling like you can't ask people. Like, I think we and I think a lot of people like that we hang out with in our communities are just like, let's do this, as we don't want it to be, especially as a cis person, I'm like, I don't want it to feel like someone needs to worry that I'll judge them, or that like they feel like they need to be the first ones to like come out essentially with their pronouns. Like, here are mine. This is a safe space, and like you are among people that like respect you and your identities and these kinds of values and stuff like that.
I think the only thing I'll add is that sharing your pronouns in a group with everybody doing it normalizes the practice, so that it's just yet another aspect of introducing yourself and who you are. Hi, I'm Laurel. I use she, her, and they, them. And therefore it's like meant to make it something that is just another thing about you that you can know and not defining or a big deal. It's a part of you that's important because you want to be referred to by your correct pronouns. And if you mess up, it's not a big deal. The thing that I have been like introduced to is just, if you accidentally misgender somebody, the best practice is, oh, Joe, she went to the market. Oh, I'm so sorry, he went to the market. And just keep going. Like, apologizing a lot and making a big deal out of it can actually make someone feel put on the spot. And it's best to just quickly correct yourself and move along, which is why introducing yourself with your pronouns is just a good reminder for everybody, like a good place to start the day.
Because we've all messed up.
Yeah, everybody's all messed up.
Everybody,
Everybody makes mistakes. It's like not like you're a bad person or anything. Everybody does that stuff, and it's just.
Well, I appreciate the open dialogue, because again, that's not meant to offend, because there are a lot of people, especially in my generation, that we're like, I don't quite get you young people, but but I want to learn, because I don't want to be like the asshole that's out there, and it's not purposeful for the most part, I mean, I can troll, but I'm not doing that here. I promise you. But you have a really fun show, and I'm going to pass it off to Matthew, because he does have questions for you guys. I know that he's fallen in love with your show, and so have I. I just think it's so much fun, and you've got some wild, zany characters that are endearing.
They are endearing. That's the part. I mean, you start out, and at first you're going, okay, what are these guys doing here? You can tell it's during the pandemic, and then you hear it's a zombie apocalypse, not the pandemic. And it's not so much the zombie pandemic, or it's not at all. It's the characters that draw you in. You're wanting to know more about this little group. And let's Anna or I can't read. Nicole, I can't read. I don't have my glasses on. But one of you two are the creators, the writers. So why don't y'all split it in half and tell everybody? I kind of gave a little synopsis there, but I didn't tell who the group is. So y'all tell what the storyline is, and then one of you tell how this all came about.
Sure. Anna, do you want to do like one word you and then one word me, and then we'll just sort of go back?
Oh yeah, and then we'll be at the end of the live stream. Thank you all so much for coming.
Yeah, and
why don't you kick it off, Nicole?
And that's exactly what our show's like. Yeah. So Dead Enders is a comedy web series, and it follows the forum Ready Prep Go. It is a doomsday prep forum for the zombie apocalypse. And yeah, the show is basically about this group of extremely neurotic, but as you said, Matthew, perfectly endearing characters who are sort of coming together during the zombie apocalypse to exchange like these updates and sort of like keep in touch with other human beings like during the apocalypse, and sort of put their actual like doomsday prep skills like to the test, or in case of some of them, figure them out for the first time ever. And so that's just 6 episodes, half-hour episodes, a real quick sweet watch, if that's what you're looking for, which is apparently my pitch for the show.
Well, if that didn't do it for you, I can introduce the characters. All the characters were created with the actors in mind, because we really love this group of people. For the most part, we'd all work together in different permutations. So I would say more or less each character is like an exaggerated disaster version of the actor playing them.
That is what we call exaggerated disaster version.
For sure. Like no one is as messy as their character, which is great. I think that's part of the joy of working with everybody is everyone's just a little less messy. I guess we could just go around. The owner of the forum, the creator of the Ready Prep Go forum is Leo Solano, played by Daniel. He's a middle school teacher, very organized, and really wanted to like experience control through this forum. And as you might notice as the series progresses, he's less interested in that control and more interested in forming connections. They're all like that. And Mac hosts the server. Mac's played by Raik down there. And I don't know if we're all in the same configuration for everyone, but he's the one over there. And
he's down here too.
Perfect. Mac is a lifelong prepper from who knows where, maybe West Virginia. He's been prepping his whole life. Yeah, who's to say? And he's like definitely the most ready for the zombie apocalypse. The question is, now that it's here, now what is he going to do? This has been like his goal forever. Leslie plays Eleanor, part-time farmer, part-time jam maker in Western Mass, where Leslie is from. And she is extremely like curious and intelligent and giving. And through the course of the first season is sort of discovering like who she is as her own adult. She is dating Maisie Perez, played by Nicole. Nailed it. Maisie is a fangirl obsessed with the fictional series that we've created called The Undying Love Chronicles,
which is definitely not. It's definitely not. It's not influenced. It's not influenced by Twilight phase. I don't know why.
I don't know why you would even say that. Why would you?
Why would you bring that up on the live stream? That's
wait. The Undying Love Chronicles is fictional. It's not real.
Not fiction, Joe.
I can't buy those.
A friend of ours
books.
did try Googling it. And
she's like, where is it?
You simply can't. Sorry, and
unfortunately, all created by these horrible brains. And Maisie is also sort of trying to figure out her own adulthood and like her relationship with herself. And we also have Jodie, who is getting their PhD in cultural anthropology at UMich. Jodie is sort of grappling with like, what is the point of getting this degree if the world doesn't exist anymore? And like, what am I without my work? And
I just want to point out that your heightened version of me is very flattering because I do not have a college degree, let alone a master's.
That's the disaster part of it, though, Laurel. The disaster is the education.
That you took disaster Laurel, goes to school for like a million years.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
As long as we're confessing things, if there was a zombie apocalypse, I would be the first to die rather than.
But that's because you would sacrifice yourself heroically for us.
Yeah,
that's a whole other conversation.
Sure. It would not
I want to
be
say I would
I'm
survive.
running at top
No,
speed
Dan would
with
do well.
We're getting off the rails immediately.
My attitude is I just have to be faster than the slowest person.
Oh my God! Nicole is the first to die.
Oh,
That's got to be able to push a little harder.
Anna, we just need to Anna. Sorry, Anna. I think we just need to keep going with this.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I think we're done here. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm not beyond tripping anybody, but I think probably. See, I love all the characters, but I relate to Mac because I have relatives like Mac. I think we all know people like Mac.
Yeah.
And I bet he does too because he throws that accent on a little too easy, I think.
See, Matthew's got the real thing.
Yeah, I've got the real thing here.
I love your accent.
Yeah.
It is a bit of West Virginia, not because that's where Mac's from.
No,
Who
absolutely
knows where Mac's from? Maybe he's just like, putting that
Mac's
out.
a little paranoid, I think. He doesn't want to let people know anything.
Yeah, it's possibly a misdirection. But there is one character we haven't brought up yet.
There
Or
is,
Anna has not
I didn't talk
described
about
one
Harper.
character yet.
Oh, you didn't
That's
talk
me.
about yourself. I understand.
I don't enjoy that. I play Harper Young, who is woefully unprepared for the apocalypse because she just like wasn't really on the forum for prepping reasons. She joined the forum in order to troll everyone who took it really seriously. But joke's on her, it actually happened, and she is not ready. She's gonna die. But through the course of the season.
Now,
Yeah.
my first question, though, wait, because I got the big question.
He's got a
Harper.
list.
Yeah, I do. I got a list.
Come on, let's respect the list.
And I don't want to give things away because I do want people to go over to YouTube and watch Dead Enders on there, folks. And make sure you subscribe. But Harper, Anna, you've been out. You went to neighbors' apartments. Why do you still just have a butter knife?
Listen. I am Harper Zombie Killer Young. That butter knife has blood on it. It's a successful tool. That's not even a spoiler because you know it's going to happen. You know she's going to do it. You know she's going to kill the zombie with the knife. Okay, so I would say why fix it if it ain't broke?
Check on the butter knife.
It's still in our apartment because we don't want to get rid of it in case we need it for like
And
more
touch
filming,
the
so it's
bristles
there.
of the room.
Yes, the bristles.
I like how real life reaction is the same as character reaction. I think the audience is reacting as everybody else on the forum and saying, "What the? Why?
You can say
What's
something.
wrong with you?
You've been on here for as long as it's been alive. What are you doing?
worked.
Do you not read the posts?"
No, I don't read the post, and it worked. I
If
killed
it
a zombie. It's fine.
If it
I think
ain't
that's
broke,
what upsets
don't
Leo
fix
the
it.
most.
That's what I'm saying.
And the big thing is she didn't even tape it to the pointy end. She tapes it to the bristle end.
Because how are you going to hold the bristle end? Come
Anna,
on.
I'm so glad that you
Get
said
real.
that. I'm so glad you said that. It's like a sword hilt, obviously. Obviously.
Nicole, that's why Nicole and I collaborators.
That's fine. Yeah, that's why.
We did have to build all our own props. That is a cool thing.
Yeah, Joe built his crowbar by hand.
There was no art department.
He forged it in the steel.
That's right. Yeah.
No, but Laurel did make that prop. Laurel, you made the doll, the roommate.
Oh my God.
Finally.
Laurel Wilson.
In equally
Well,
you know what? Dire disassociative fugue state to what Jodie is.
We're going to take a quick break. We're going to give a little love to Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, the radio show. Christian Basil, we love you. And then we'll be right back with the cast of Dead Enders.
This is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
And we're back with the cast of Dead Enders. Matthew, did you have another question for these guys since you have the list?
Oh, since I have the list.
and I am woefully unprepared, obviously.
Well,
the Harper of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one question I did have, Joe and Laurel ruined it by joining into the same room because, Laurel dropped a big bomb. I think it was in episode 2. And I was going to ask, well, Laurel, are you wearing pants for the interview?
As a matter of fact.
As a matter of fact. But,
funny you should ask.
I mean, I honestly think that, out of fairness, everybody should probably answer that question.
That's a good point.
Dan, I thought you were going to stand up and show us your pants.
I was about to, but then I realized I wasn't wearing any pants.
No.
I was going to say, in the beer bug era, it's been very dangerous to stand up anymore.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
We've realized many a times.
That's not wrong.
It's when you forget to turn your cam off and you're like, hold on, I just have to go get a drink or something like that.
Yeah.
You're at home.
Wait,
oh my God.
Leslie,
we can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
I thought it was a bit.
Yeah, because she looks like a mime.
I can't tell.
You did say that, Nicole. You did say she looked like a mime.
Yeah.
It's all part of it.
Yeah.
Leslie, maybe unplug your headphones.
Hello.
Oh,
Yeah.
Now, how long has it been that she's been talking and we just hadn't heard her and seen her doing her mind?
It says 19 minutes and 37 seconds.
When there's a lull, she'll just, cuddle him.
I think I saw you mouth the word bathroom, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but I did see that word mouthed.
Well, I was, you can take the computer to the bathroom. I mean, you can do plenty of things when you're on mute and you turn the video off. You just have to make sure you did those things.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Thank you.
Oh yeah, no, I've never done that though.
I mean, this is kind of a not sneak peek. What am I saying? This is a window into what it's like to socially distantly film something too. Oh no, someone's mic's accidentally off. Oh no, someone actually isn't wearing pants. Oh, our internet connection's gonna crap out on us.
Or for a while,
zooming at this point, it's crazy.
No, when we were, do you remember when people were like clapping and clanking at 7 p.m. for essential workers? We'd have to make sure to film.
Hold for the clapping.
Hold for clap. Hold for clap. Hold for essential workers.
Hold for siren.
Hands.
So, if you guys don't mind, we actually want to play your trailer. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So
That'd be great.
Absolutely.
I love that.
I love the
trailer.
Here we go.
Is anybody out there? Hello?
You're okay. You're in the Ready Prep Go video call. You're okay. You're here.
Okay, and that's May 22. So now you're finished with season 1. Are you working on season 2? And I have to also know, are you guys working on a script, or do you kind of just hang out? I just say, you're in character.
Oh my God, my anxiety would go through the roof if that were the case. If it was just, listen, I'll say it, and we're live, and anyone can quote me on this, is I really hate improv. I hate doing improv. I'm just like, no, give me a good solid script any day. But no, we are working on season 2 right now, and yes, there will be scripts, and they will be carefully proofread, and they will be memorized. But no, we do.
That's news to me.
We're lovingly ignored.
We love this. We love this gang so much, and by gang, I do mean our characters, but also our wonderful actors and creative minds. Because as Anna said, we made these characters with them specifically in mind, because we knew we want to work with these people. So we I think by the end of it, we were very much if you want to change a line, or if you have any questions, you're I think this character would say this or whatever, then feel free to let us know, or bring us suggestions. And people did do that. And it was really appreciated. I loved that. Because I don't know, it made me feel really people were really feeling their characters, and it was a very good feeling. But yes, for the most part, it's all scripted.
We were gently allowed to bend or massage, but there definitely was a concrete script.
We did get one emailed to us as per my inbox. Were those the lines that were said by me?
Oh, that's right. We did have to change one at the final second.
Yeah, it was
Dan, just say this. Thank you.
There wasn't exactly a PA who was there to be hey, you got that line slightly wrong. Can we do it again?
Yeah.
So what you see may not be exactly what Anna and Nicole gave us.
You have to remember. Okay, so the way we film it is it's we pretty much usually film the entire episode in one go. We tried doing it a couple of different times, but that's very hard over Zoom. So you have to remember this entire. It's like doing a play, a play on Broadway or something. It's you're doing the entire piece, and you're making sure that your audio is on, that your lights are going on, that this, and you're kind of everybody on a film set at once. And you have lines to say and remember and do. and act. So it's that, and it's fun. And I mean, the fact is that we all did, I think, at least in my opinion, an amazing job. I loved working with them, and if I didn't, then me forgetting lines would have been a lot worse, and we probably would have spent 10 hours a day filming. But
yeah, no, don't worry, we would have recast you immediately. I was going to say, Dan, I know what you were saying, but I do want to say you did compare us to Broadway at one point. I don't want people to think that we have that. That was not an organic thought. We did not approve him saying that.
Wait, but I will say we were very ambitious in doing this. We released this in May, which is only 2 months after we were in quarantine. So
are we Broadway?
All those years ago.
Yeah, all those years ago. No, the turnaround was nuts. And the thing that I think people are saying, if people are familiar with the way a usual series will shoot, each take that we're talking about is the entire show all the way through. So we do 3 or 4 takes, but it would be nonstop 20, 25-minute takes like you would if you were doing a little play. And then the incredible editors then have to go in and then sort out what to make from that. But yeah, we definitely did have to show up with a certain amount of like ownership over what we were doing because of the very, very fast and intrepid turnaround.
Yeah.
Now, how did you guys all meet?
This is tough.
We're not Alexis, even though that who collected who.
Yeah,
we all kind of just dated for a while and then decided we wanted to.
And then we made this
show.
web series.
I mean, I feel like this is 6 degrees of Anna and Nicole. So like, how did we all?
We'll start from the top. Great.
Okay.
Okay, Anna and I met in my freshman year of college. Her sophomore year. I was in like some like Shakespeare scenes festival. Or I was in a bit part in this like little short scene, and Anna was like this very cool actor in the like theater scene. She's gonna hate this, but she was this very cool older actor in the theater scene at college. And you know, she came in and like introduced herself because she was on the theater board, and I was like, she's so cool. I guess we'll never be friends. But now she lives with me. But now she lives with me, so joke's on her. No, we've been like best friends since college, and like now we live in New York together. We're roomies, so that's sort of where we come from. And then I met basically everyone else here through Anna.
I did a show with Laurel, I think like 3 years ago now, right?
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, Anna and I have done multiple iterations of As You Like It together. At least 3. I'm not kidding.
I think it's 3, yeah.
I think it's the running count is 3. Let's make it a 4th. 2021. As You Like It part 4.
Oh no!
That's actually going to just be Dead Enders season 2. It's just an entire production of As You Like It.
Wow,
It's like Mr.
that would be a turn.
I mean, a lot of us here are varying degrees of Shakespeare nerd, so
Yeah.
a lot of it goes back to that.
Because Daniel and Joe and I did a production of As You Like It in March and February that Laurel directed, and Leslie and I did some Shakespeare training together in Western Mass. It all traces back to Shakespeare in Western Mass, and we've all become friends through theater and through this. So yeah, it's just like the best thing ever when you get to just work with your friends all the time.
Actually, Laurel directed one of my first full-length play that Joe and Anna were in. And now it's my turn to have power over her. Can you even imagine? No. But no, I was so excited to work with Laurel and Joe, and I guess Anna, but I'd already worked with her before.
I'll say, and with all this connection to Shakespeare and you know the good old school stories, I did have an idea that Harper in season 2 could just totally throw a wrench into everything, and she could have just been in it all along to steal Mac's server and material. You know,
that's villainous.
What a twisted!
That's diabolical.
What would that do to
Leo?
That is
What
so
is your sense of
That would break his heart.
Oh, just his heart. Whoa.
Just his heart, not mine.
Matthew, that's
I have to
diabolical.
say-
Nicole, write that down.
I'll write it down, yeah. I have to say, and I say this with so much love for Harper, like so much love for Harper. She's not smart enough to pull that off. She has
The whole
smart-
hiding under the desk thing and the having to get the Wi-Fi from the neighbor. It's all a
Listen.
ploy.
Listen, that
It's like 4D chess. She's just
Everybody in her building took it over herself.
how utterly Machiavellian.
Harper on her one brain cell somehow did that.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh my
that would be
god.
funny. Chris.
And Christian is saying, spoilers, no spoilers.
Sorry. Well, now we have to come. We'll storyboard
I
something
will,
else.
I will say you're not the first person to suggest a somewhat darker.
Oh my God.
This is his favorite.
Certain of the actors, like have been trying to move the story in, maybe a direction having to do with like, a dark past or secret or something,
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
like accidental incest or I don't know, what's in, great cable
Joseph.
TV these days.
I'm sure your parents are watching.
The background behind that is because we mentioned we had a really quick turnaround. Usually we would have the script for less than a week before filming, which was insane. Incredible that this happened.
Don't give me that much credit. Sometimes it was like less than 4 days before.
Yeah, it was like 3 days sometimes, but it worked, and that's like one of the fun, stressful things about this first season. But as a result, it was really easy to forget lines. So a lot of what you see is ad-libbed or like variation on the original line, which makes it more the characters. But Joe did like forget a line, and he covered it by like looking really pensive and sad, like maybe something mysterious had happened to Mac in his past. We did not use that tape.
Yeah, I think he was like looking off into the distance, off screen.
And we were joking about it, but he was like, no, listen, but like, what if though? And we were like, no, absolutely not.
Showrunners, when are we getting a gag reel? That's what I want to know.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a good one.
The whole
Oh,
trailer,
gag.
the whole trailer is essentially a gag reel.
I mean, yeah, the whole show's a gag reel, but
You raised a good question, Christian.
Same Christian.
No,
You
Same.
ever heard of Oedipus Rex? I would say that would be a good example.
I mean,
Oh,
we
yeah.
could have a 1 hour of conversation about this, but do we really want to go there?
Oh no, we simply mustn't.
We simply must.
Matthew, is that on your question sheet?
Well, you know, I have to
when
say,
it
my husband says never go to a family reunion to pick up chicks. So
It's true.
Oh my god.
Well,
Listen.
he's not wrong.
True.
He's
I am
absolutely
not
right.
wrong.
There's a wisdom
And
there.
if you've had enough whiskey in you that where they start looking good, it's time to leave. You know?
Yeah, let's get out of it.
Oh my god.
But definitely take a bottle of whiskey for the road.
Yeah, take a bottle. Thank you, Dan.
Yeah. 'Cause it's good whiskey, but
Now, one thing I did want to ask, and you just kind of touched on it a little bit. These weren't filmed back to back, all within a week. Y'all wrote these out. How long did it take y'all to film these and to do season one? Because we got 6 half-hour-ish episodes. So 3 hours of entertainment here, folks. Hint, hint. Go to YouTube and check out Dead Enders. But how long did it take you to get this first season done?
What an excellent question that I wish I could remember the details to.
time is a total construct in quarantine.
Yeah, this was like during the fake times.
Yeah.
You remember fake times?
The fake time.
Time didn't
In the
exist.
medieval times of
I'm going to
2020.
arbitrarily throw out 6 weeks as a
I
guess.
think
We were putting out one a
more.
week.
I think 8 because here's why. I think I wrote maybe 1 or 2 episodes. Not even. I think I didn't start writing until we like reached out to.
Yeah.
No, I wrote episode 1, and then we reached out to these folks, and we were like, "Please be in our thing. Please act with us. Please have fun with us." And I think I remember. So Anna is the most wonderful collaborator for many reasons. One of that is with. No, listen. One of that is that she bullies me lovingly in saying like, "This is your deadline. Meet it." And I'm like, okay.
Do I say it nicer than that? No.
Well, I'm trying to make you look nice in front of the audience.
I appreciate
The
that.
problem is, Nicole, if you guys live together, you're kind of, a captive audience.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. Thank you so much, Meredith. That is exactly what it is. But no, it's truly because if not, I need that sometimes. Part of my friends kick up the ass to get it done. So it's very much being like, okay, this is when we want to air the show. You should definitely have we need to and Anna obviously was a really integral part of the writing process and we collaborated and she wrote large chunks of the episodes herself. But when we were first starting, Anna's also a medical student, and a lot of it was on me, in terms of getting the stuff out to the actors. So it was helpful to be this is when we're going to premiere. And I'm like, okay, here we go. But I think once we started premiering, I think we were probably filming episode 3 or 4 when we premiered. And it usually took a few days, definitely the next week would be, once we filmed, the next week is when our editor would do all the editing and work his magic. Yeah.
Shout out to the editor.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I can say give a shout out to that editor.
I'll let him know. It's my brother. Yeah, he also did the original music for the show, which is delightful.
Yeah.
Excellent.
His favorite track is the backing track to the audiobook. So little Easter egg for you all.
And
we're going to play a little break, and when we get back, Matthew, you're going to have the next question lined up, and what I'm going to do is in the background, I'm going to start sharing out the links so people know where to follow Dead Enders. We'll be right back after this. Check it out. MobileEdge.com has award-winning products with innovative features and contemporary, edgy designs that empower you to look sharp and travel smart with your mobile tech. Your beloved, not to mention expensive gaming gear and mobile tech devices are an extension of you, so give them the protection and style they deserve wherever you go. Find them at MobileEdge.com and protect your tech with Mobile Edge. Bring it on. Hey Geek Insiders, Mobile Edge has a special coupon code for our dedicated listeners. Get 25% off your Mobile Edge gear using coupon code GEEK25. That's GEEK25. Geek out. Okay, and we're back, everybody. We are with Dead Enders. And if you are watching on YouTube, get your phones out, get the QR code. That is going to take you directly to their YouTube channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And we're back.
And so I do have a couple of more questions here. First, we touched on that y'all are starting to write season 2. Do we have any ideas of a target date of when that will go into production or when we may see the first episode?
What an excellent question, Matthew.
I think we don't have anything concrete for now, but I know that we're hoping to. Season 1 takes place in sort of around late spring, early summer, and we're hoping. Trying to no spoilers, but we're hoping that season 2 will sort of pick up around the same time. So we're thinking of, if we could get it out by sometime late summer or something, that would be rad. But please don't hold me to that or Anna to that. But yeah, no, I don't. I think we're definitely. I know I'm definitely really excited to keep working on it, and I hope everybody else is too. According to the anonymous surveys they filled out, they were. But I don't know, Anna. Do you want to lend any more insight into that?
Sure. At this stage, we're just starting, very beginning of our promotional fundraising journey, because season 2, again, no spoilers, we're hoping for it to be a little more fully realized. We're hoping to ditch the Zoom platform, maybe not entirely, but largely. So also filming dates will depend on, of course, how the coronavirus situation is going, and how much we can and cannot film in person. But you should follow us on Instagram and take a look at some of our updates, because we're going to start posting some stuff about season 2 and fundraising. And we'll have different tiers for fundraising. So if that's something that you want to get and be a part of, support our art, then yeah, stay tuned.
Beautiful. And Meredith is sending out the Instagram right now across all of our social media platforms. And of course, once y'all do start the Kickstarter, make sure you send that over to us, because we'll send that out on our platforms as well. And, you know, Eleanor, aka Leslie here, she has some interesting pets as far as the show goes. And I just want to know, is there an Edgar, or do you have other interesting pets?
Can you hear my roommate making a smoothie right now in the other room? You asked that question at the perfect time.
Right.
Is there an Edgar? Well, that's true. I don't know. There isn't more than one. No, there's no Edgar in this room right now. I mean, I am in Western Mass, so there are all sorts of interesting things out here. I live in Northampton, so you never know what you're gonna see. But no, Eleanor will. Well, we've had conversations about easily bringing her in.
Anna will not let me try to rent a possum.
I'm just saying that our budget could be used for other things. A closed cat carrier could be a possum, and no one would know, except for everybody watching this.
It's not the same. It's not the same. I think people would want to be able to see Edgar IRL.
What about people who name their plants?
What about them?
That's a good
I'm just saying, there's a plant in the background, and Leslie, I want to know what its name is.
Yeah, Leslie, what's your plant's name?
It doesn't have a name. Should we name it right now?
Yeah,
I can name it right now.
It's a peace lily.
So
it's a very wholesome plant. For a very wholesome web series. So a wholesome name.
Found family.
So maybe we should name the plant Geneva Convention.
Yeah, Geneva is the plant's name.
Geneva.
All right, this is good to finish because I'm still upset about the possum. Still sad that we're not getting a possum.
Yeah, maybe that can be in the budget for season 3. You know,
well, absolutely.
Lily, you know what? Yeah. Geneva Lily Convention. Done. Listen, if I can listen at Netflix, if you're out there, I really want to get this possum. I really want to cuddle a trained possum. I'll take care of it, please.
Well, you know, that could be
easier animals to get.
That's not the point, Joe.
But that could be a whole Netflix series. Is that, and again, try not to give any spoilers here, but it picks up where season 1 leaves off, and they're going to help Mac's niece. And again, I don't want to give any spoilers, but I know that was Leo. That had to be you at the end there for the voiceover. Say, man, this is hard to do without giving spoilers. Yeah. But you know, Netflix, I'm telling you, you got a whole good season of just these misfits that are trying to survive the apocalypse, going across country. It'd be the Cannonball Run of the zombie apocalypse.
We need a car. We need an iconic, extremely specific car.
We need a little sunshine car, yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of a better quote than the Cannonball Run of zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, maybe that's the card's name, Cannonball.
I guess I have to go into the script. I gotta pull up the document, change the card's name, I guess.
Done.
In the character list.
Yeah, the character list. The car is Cannonball.
It's the old Ghostbusters car. And you'll get it in New York. But,
alas.
With Ghostbusters style parking, of course. So we'll have to find some rent.
Now, with the pandemic still being, questionable, especially depending on where you live. Some places are seeing upticks. How are you guys, and I want to just do kind of a round robin, how outside of the show, how have you all been coping with the ongoing world events? And let's start at the bottom. Let's start with Joe and Laurel.
Well, so we live in Brooklyn now, where we have been since this all started. Yeah, I mean, things are. I wouldn't say they're approaching normal yet. I don't even know what normal is gonna look like. But certainly compared to when we started, or definitely when we when Anna and Nicole started conceptualizing it, there has been kind of a coming down of the stress.
That does not mean that anyone needs to be less cautious. We
Agreed.
all still very much need to be extremely cautious.
But yeah, we but being in New York, where most of us are living now and we're filming from, it was really scary for a time, and it still is troubling, as it is all over the country and all over the world, I think. But we were lucky enough to be in a situation where things were done that kind of the right things were done, I would say, here at it, eventually, to the point where we started to see our numbers drop, and now we're not living in quite the same level of fear, I'd say, that we were.
Joe gave a very thoughtful, responsible, worldview-driven answer. How am I coping? I'll tell you. Writing, drinking, dark crystal age of resistance.
Big three, that's what they call them.
You're an icon, Laurel.
I do have to say that my drinking habits have increased since the pandemic. I like a good bourbon, and I used to, before the pandemic, I drank it with a decent splash of Coke. Now it's just straight up whiskey.
Yep.
Who needs ice?
No time for chasers. No time for chasers. We're all chasing our own mortality. I don't know. It's got
And so, my wife had even said something. You sure are drinking more lately, and it's not like I'm getting fall down snockered drunk every night, But when you have a glass that big, and then you have 3 of them, and you realize, man, that's probably about 3 shots per drink. Mm-hmm. That's like 9 shots of straight whiskey I had. Yeah, I'm getting pretty lit.
No, I fully divide my days into when I'm drinking a lot of coffee and then when I pop open a White Claw. And it's always a White Claw because I'm pretty basic that way, but it's a good everyday drink, and it's hydrating. I just have to say that. But
I just say my whiskey drinking is for medicinal purposes, and I leave it at that.
Fair.
Now, but Nicole, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Joe.
I'm just saying, there's a few things I would say I do purely for medicinal purposes.
Absolutely.
Oh wait, no, I'm in a state where we can't do that. But I'm an old hippie. I'm in Texas, man, and we can't have any fun around here. But
I would disagree with that assessment. I know a lot of people from Texas. They enjoy having fun.
Oh, we enjoy having the fun. We just can't do it legally. In a lot of ways.
We can't say it on here. We're all having fun.
But let's go to medicinally. Nicole, the same question to you though about how have you been coping and surviving with the pandemic?
Yeah, been coping all right. Was pretty tough at first, obviously, but I'm obviously nothing compared to a lot of folks who are, dealing with it on the front lines. I actually feel a little bit privileged in saying that I managed to get a job like a month or 2 into the pandemic, which is very much unlike most folks. Mm-hmm. So great, I was able to do it completely. I'm able to do it completely remotely online. But what honestly I've been coping with is what I do a lot of, which is picked up maybe 15 new hobbies, including baking and like embroidering, cross stitching, and picked up a lot of new TV shows. Listen, watch Dimension 20 on collegehumor'sdropout.tv. They're not affiliated with us whatsoever, but it's the main thing that's been keeping me through the pandemic. And I mean, like, who knows? Maybe they like zombies. But yeah, so I've been primarily doing that, like watching stuff and listening to things I really love and picking up a million hobbies. And I don't know, maybe someone else would talk about this, but we do have a writing group among the staff now, like a writing workshop group, just because we're all obsessed with each other and crave that social interaction. So we hang out pretty regularly on Zoom.
That's very cool. That's very cool. Leslie, you're up.
So I started a container garden. I gathered a whole bunch of buckets and I went down to Springfield where my sister works and she had extra plants. So I got the extra plants and then I drove over to the place that sells compost and I got a whole bunch of compost and I put them in the buckets and then I mixed that with dirt from my neighbor's yard that they were giving away. And then I planted these little transplants into the buckets. And then in August, it was like they started like this, a little 1 inch, and they just grew like so big in buckets. I didn't really expect that. I hadn't made a bucket garden before, so that was very exciting. I'm a Virgo, so I spent a lot of time thinking about how I'm going to reorganize everything. So like my room, for example, the furniture just keeps changing place and I am never satisfied. And I spend a lot of time thinking about how not to kill my houseplants. That's something I do. Peace lilies are very easy to take care of, which is why I have a huge one over there because I'm not the best plant mom. Yeah, and I think, like finding ways to just like move stagnant energy around, especially like, for us, we're all creative people and we want to just like express ourselves. So especially in our group, finding, we all usually about once a week will like bring work together and read it. So people write screenplays, people write plays, write short stories, and then we get to read them. And then they'll be like, oh, like we'll each be assigned different characters and we'll just get to like have a bunch of fun that way. And that really helps just like clear things out.
I totally had a vision of you with a shovel digging in your neighbor's yard for dirt in the middle of the night.
In the night, yeah.
And they wake up and go, what the hell are all these holes? Who's got that damn dog?
Leslie, that container garden story is the most Eleanor you've ever been. And you've been like really peak Eleanor before. But like that's
totally going in the script.
I think it has to.
I think it's like, what's that psychological thing that happens where you like become the thing? Like I have grown into Eleanor because you gave me Eleanor.
I don't know if there's a scientific name for that.
I actually had a test on it today, so I don't remember now. That was like 6 hours ago.
All I can think is people who look like their dogs.
Yeah,
that's the same thing I was thinking.
That's what I was thinking of, yes.
And I have to say, I mean, look at me in this Peace Lily, striking resemblance.
Oh, yeah. Wait, which one are you actually?
Listen, you look just like Eleanor. That's so weird.
And Daniel, did we get to you yet about the... Okay, let's get to you.
I've been doing a surprising amount of crying. Some puzzles and a lot of true crime dramas and series and unsolved murder mysteries. It's just
not there.
That's and then we drink IPAs to do that, and then we also have medicinal things. Take with that what you will.
Like Tylenol, ibuprofen.
Purely medicinal, completely natural.
Take your medicine every day. It's very important.
What's your number one true crime wreck? because I'm also feeling this vibe.
Oh man, literally anything on Netflix. Everything is great. Everything. Right now, I'm watching Cold Case Files, which was
I just started that.
It's like an old ancient. I mean, not old ancient, but like it's just old things that were in like the 90s for me, which was like when I was 2. Yeah, that.
The editing is really something.
It's the little dun-dun kind of
Yes.
song happening. Love it. Please take me back while I'm putting my jigsaw puzzle and sobbing.
The soundscapes of the cold cases.
Yep.
All right, Anna, how about you, ma'am?
How have I been coping? Well, I'm like the most disgusting extrovert in the world, which really has been very difficult. Because all I want to do is like hug people and like go to a bar and hug people. So it's been very frustrating for me.
Anna's been kicked out of many bars
for hugging
many people.
Oh yeah,
you.
But as Nicole mentioned, I'm a medical student, so I was in the hospital for a lot of COVID, and I still am. So I feel lucky that I like one of my coping mechanisms is getting to be involved and like do what I can to help, whatever that might be. So that's felt like really satisfying. And I mean, everyone already mentioned like getting to hang out with everybody else has just been like the best gift like ever. I think we've all gotten much closer through this. That's been an absolute dream. And of course you got your beer and that's how you got to get through it.
Yeah.
Now, the one way that we have kind of measured people's boredom through the pandemic, and Anna, we'll start with you and we'll just work our way back, is did you watch all of the entire series of the Tiger King?
Oh, okay, Matthew, I held out as long as I could. I avoided all the BuzzFeed spoilers, and then Nicole and I downed it in a day. It was so fast. It was so rapid.
It was an evening.
Yeah, it was one night. It was one pretty drunken night. It was incredible and very worth it.
It sucks you in, man. It
Really did. Yeah. The world building. Oh my God, it was incredible.
The world building.
It's the real world.
Yeah.
You get sucked in. All right.
Absolutely.
Leslie.
I was too busy with the container garden. I also started like immediately once COVID started, I watched the first episode of The Americans, and then my life just stopped and then started up again after I had finished it. Like just the whole thing, which has never really happened to me before. So that was a pretty surreal experience. But no, I did not see the Tiger King. I think I was like ashamed of how much time I had spent watching TV by the time I was done with all of The Americans.
It's bold that you would say that to my face because I've watched an uncomfortable amount of TV.
Well, and then I you guys and
yeah,
everything.
I watched an unconscionable amount of TV. Of course, I've watched Tiger King, as Anna said. I've watched new shows during the pandemic, and I've already rewatched them. That's just who I am. I'm just like, are you thinking about it, Anna? We just finished rewatching the entirety of Bones. Of course,
guys. I don't know why this was the show we chose.
Community.
Way back in the before times.
Phalanges.
Dancing phalanges. All right, we're gonna start a Bones fan cast.
You should.
3 years after this.
Now, Joe, you and Laurel, did y'all succumb to the Tiger King?
Oh, well, I was going to say that in the before times, the Tiger King podcast that I think was on, I don't know if it was Wondery or one of those like true crime podcast houses that pumps out a lot of these things, was my go-to train journey material. So when the show finally came out and Joe was going, "What is this?" I went, "Boy, do you want to know." And then I binged it together within a couple days. But I had been prepped because of the podcast.
Well, we watched the whole thing over the course of a few days, but then we kind of like, it was like we purged it from our body. Like we watched it, we finished it, and we were like, okay, that happened. But then the follow-up special came out, and we still haven't watched that.
Wait, there's a follow-up
It's
special?
like I felt like we cleansed ourselves from Joe Exotic, and now we don't want to dive back into that pool.
Also,
No,
here's
take
a
me
big
back.
spoiler. Joe and I live in the same house.
Whoa!
Whoa!
How did you get here?
I'm trying to see with this follow up. I think it's what it's called. Oh yeah, Anna. We haven't seen it yet, but it is I think hosted by Joe McHale of
We
Community.
have to see it. We have to see it.
I hope
love
to see
him.
it.
He's great.
He's excellent.
Love Community.
We'll start a Bones fan cast podcast and a Community podcast.
Oh, for sure. I would
Anna,
do that one.
Nicole, would you say that Dead Enders is mostly based on Community, or only
That's
like
actually-
half based on? Community?
No, so when we have our pitch deck, and we had to come up with like a bunch of shows that are similar, and we sort of decided that Dead Enders is like the zombie component of Zombieland, plus like the friend group of Community, plus the like learning and building together of Good Place was our dream there.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
But apparently we are the Cannonball. Run.
Yeah.
And
You
also
try and make
Cannonball
Community,
Run.
you end up making Cannonball. What do you do?
Yeah.
Season 2 is just Burt Reynolds comedies from the 70s.
But the common denominator, the like linking thread, is friend groups that make me cry.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
Absolutely
a lot
correct.
of bones in there too, I'd say.
Yeah.
Probably.
Listen,
Some Avatar, The
Jodie
Last
is an
Airbender.
Stop reading me, Joe. Jodie is an anthropologist.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe some of that is because Anna studied anthropology, but mostly it's because of Bones.
It was so that we could justify why they would be studying these idiots to begin with. And
Yeah.
only an anthropologist would do something like that.
Exactly.
Well, you guys were at the 1 hour mark. Are you okay to hang out for a little bit longer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. I'm just going to do a little station thing, and we'll be right back. At Geek Insider, we foster relationships with those in the geek sphere so we can give our audience the insider view of entertainment, tech, and more. And we're back. Welcome, everybody. If you're tuning in right now, make sure that you go over to the YouTube channel for Dead Enders, as well as Geek Insider, and hit the subscribe button because you love us. And if you don't, the zombies will go and eat your brain. Okay.
That's just truth.
I know, right? Or
Yeah,
Anna
she
will
used
come
to
after you with her butter knife.
She used to
That's
tell
too
everyone
harsh.
at the end of our little clips, she'd say, or we have to come take away your geek card. But I had to say this to Anna, I used to be a paramedic in another life. That was many, many years ago. And so, thanks for doing the job that you're doing out there, or the
Thank
the
you.
education that you're trying to get. And then on the Harper side of things, I also used to be an English teacher.
No, Matthew. Answer the call. Oh, my
Anna.
word.
Please, we're live.
Even better.
I can get a few more views and a few more subscribers.
Oh, thank God.
So, with the season 2 still a little ways away, do any of y'all have any projects coming up together or separately? Anything else that you're working on that you want to promote? Or is everybody just busy with the day jobs and just trying to survive the pandemic?
So a couple of people mentioned it before, but we did, once we were done filming and, just still wanting to kind of see each other and hang out, we formed this writing group. And so, we've all been doing a lot of that, just sort of, the very beginning part of creative endeavors, which is just writing the thing down. And I feel like by the time the world is somewhat back to where it should be, we're all going to have these, like a whole list of projects that we're going to be ready.
Mostly about dragons.
Yeah.
There was a dragon theme for a while.
Yes.
Yeah. Most of them had to do with dragons.
I'll be that guy and say that if you follow me at Laurel, Laurel MRC, you might see a couple of things coming up. I'm going to be in a couple of Zoom related projects as an actor in October, and a few of my short plays we've been alluding to that, you know, we all are writers to some degree because we all wear a million hats.
Mm-hmm.
But in my writer hat, a couple of my short plays are being adapted for Zoom presentation, and you can hear all about the specifics of that when they go up in October if you follow me on Instagram. So
That's amazing! Yay!
Thanks,
Very
Jay.
cool.
And what about Daniel? What are you working on?
I have a Timon of Athens kind of multimedia presentation coming along sometime in the fall. I'm also doing a reading of the Scottish play. I don't know how that urban curse works over Zoom. Apparently, if you say the M word on near a theater
Consider
or
your room a
inside,
theatrical space.
yeah, then it'll get cursed in it, and someone will lose a limb at some point. But anyway, the Scottish play, Shakespeare, look it up. If you don't know what it is,
Look it up, you plebes. That's what
look it up.
We don't need any more bad luck.
Google
so
it.
I
Yeah.
appreciate the caution.
Exactly. So I'm doing that. That'll be coming up on Friday. If you want to see that, it's pretty low stakes. But if you want to see what I'm up to in the future, you can go to my website, which is Daniel Cabrera. It's my name, and then actor.com. And I'll post stuff there. So anything that I'm doing, those two projects will be there. And then anything else that happens, you can follow me on there.
Yeah, and you know what? If you guys have websites or anything, put it in private chat. We'll share it out with our audience as well.
Perfect.
Yeah, so that people can follow you and see what you guys are up to.
Very
Leslie,
exciting.
what are you doing?
I'm sort of in like incubation mode, so I'm not as output focused right now, but I am sort of doing more. I do dance. I do dance. I love it. So something I am always thinking about is dance theater and dance, how those things can combine and create strange things, pieces of art. So I have some projects in my brain that'll probably come into the world more in the next year or so. But
That's interesting. Do you do choreography or
more like physical theater and devising. So less like traditional. I as a choreographer would make up a dance in my head and then teach it to dancers, but more like we all get into a room together with different ideas and a story and try things out. And then some of what I would do would also have like theatrical elements. So like have scenes with people talking and also have dancers moving. So really blending the like abstract with some stuff that's more realistic and creating something that makes sense or not.
now? Did we get everybody with that question?
Nope. No, we still got
Anna and
Nicole and Anna.
Anna.
Yeah.
Not Nicole.
Okay, cool. I mean, primarily I am just working on Dead Enders right now. And like a couple other fun writing projects. I really love this opportunity that we have these writing workshops because it serves as yet another Anna to kick me in the ass in terms of getting things done. And I love a kick in the ass, Anna, don't give me that look. But in turning out stuff that I'm actually excited about. But I'm actually also gonna plug my job, which is I work as a communications associate for Arts Business Collaborative, which is this really cool nonprofit based out of Queens, New York, which is a technical assistance firm that aims to improve the quality of life for people of color through the arts and STEM. And we're partnered with a lot of really cool programs that are getting a lot of really interesting press and notoriety and awareness right now, like the Okra Project for the girls, Black Trans Femmes in the Arts Collective. A lot of these are getting a bit of traction now, which is really exciting. And it's a great company full of really wonderful people and artists. So yeah, I just wanted to give that a little plug.
Excellent. Yeah, make sure that you drop that link in the private chat. Get that out so that everybody can follow.
That's been a crowded set of links. Oh, I'm up.
Yep, you're up, Anna.
What do I have next? Well, I have a board exam on Friday, so once I get that done, I'll be able to figure out what my next creative thing is. I just like wrapped up a bunch of things. One of them with Laurel and Joe, actually pretty recently. It feels like a really long time ago, but it was just like 2 weeks. And I have to find out what my rotation schedule is. I'll be on OBGYN, so babies don't get scheduled always. Sometimes they just happen. So I just have to find out what my schedule is before I can commit to anything. But if you stay tuned on my website or my Instagram, you'll see I have some writing coming out soon. So that's a new thing for me. It's very exciting.
Now I have the question about the writing room, because I'm hearing a lot of things about like playwrights, maybe screenwriting. How about like books, comics, anything like that?
Listen, every November, NaNoWriMo rolls around, always trying to finish a book. Sometimes it's the same one. It's just not happening because maybe I conceived of the idea when I was 15 and it doesn't really work anymore.
Real.
But I also used to write in this group in college, fiction for kids. We wrote like little stories for children, starring them as protagonists, and I have a couple of very short little fiction stories. I definitely am on that book train. I don't know about anybody else, but I know a couple of friends here are poets, which I don't personally understand. But I know, Laurel, are you a poet?
I might be. I mean, that's a tough label to wear because I started off in, heightened language theater world, and heightened language theater world turns out lends itself really easily to coming into some poetry world. I'll also just say while we're here that both Anna and Nicole have written short stories, prose that has made me weep openly. It's a multi-talented group. Also, I'm going to hijack this moment to alert everyone to the fact that it's Joe's birthday. Today, right now, currently. And I waited till the end of our conversation to say that, but I don't know.
I managed to hold out.
Thank you. And I will also say that I have written a comic book.
You have?
I have. It was like 12 years ago or something.
Laurel doesn't even, I can't believe
it's not appropriate. It should maybe never
one
see
of
the light of
those
day.
kind of
Violence and
comics.
sex and all.
Oh boy.
Oh, you'll drop it in our
but
private.
Sex and violence
Describe
sells,
the
Joe.
panels and everything.
Wow.
Did
Oh
you
my
draw
God.
it?
No, I have no talent at drawing. I was looking for an artist for a while, but people would read it and be like, "Are you crazy?" No,
I cannot believe we're finding out over a live stream, over a YouTube live stream. I cannot believe your life partner is finding out over a YouTube live stream.
Did you see the look on her face?
join my non-existent Patreon, and maybe that's how
Join our
That's gonna be one of our tiers on Patreon for Dead Enders. If you donate this amount, you'll get Joe's exclusive comic book.
Yes.
And so we're not taking that back. It's in verbal YouTube law now.
On there.
It has been said, it shall be.
We've got a couple of last questions here, guys. One I want to go through once again, round robin here. The zombie apocalypse has happened. Anna, what is your one piece of advice for your counterpart in the zombie apocalypse, or anybody in the zombie apocalypse?
Okay. I guess my one advice would be carry a big thing of antiseptic. That would be like as big a container of hydrogen peroxide or isopropyl alcohol as you can find, and you wear that on your person for as long as you can. Very practical. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's a good answer, though. Nicole, how about you?
Honestly, after hearing that, my advice is listen to Anna. Go on listen. For really good research, honestly, is the Reddit thread for doomsday prep. I did my research there.
They're incredible.
These are such boring answers. Bring a book. Is that a Maisie thing to say? I think it is. But go on the thread, listen to Anna. Bring a book and your bring all your refill your prescriptions.
That's a good practical
That's
advice.
a good one. You're still gonna need your mental health medication during the zombie apocalypse. And I think that we should not be afraid to talk about it.
What about you, Leslie?
Yeah, I would say order your contacts so you're not stuck wearing your glasses all the time if you don't want to be.
What if your eyes dry? No, this is a question I think about.
My eyes dry out every evening, and then I have to switch to my glasses, but I can't drive with my glasses because my prescription's so old.
But what if the zombie apocalypse lasts? No, guys, I think about this all the time. What if it lasts for like ever? You're just gonna keep like going through contacts. You're gonna have to go with the glasses at some point.
Yeah, well, I'm just gonna have to like learn to drive by like insight, I guess.
Yeah.
There's not going to be any
So that's my
gas.
advice would be trust your intuition. I think intuition and practicality. Just like put those things together. Trust yourself.
Oh my God! Why did you have to say that last part? That was mine.
Come up with something more useful, Dan.
That was it. I was gonna say trust yourself, and now it's gone.
No, Dan can't trust himself.
Now I can't trust everyone but your. No, that's a terrible thing to do.
I also trust myself extra hard, so you just listen to what I say.
Yeah. Geez. Okay. My second one was find a pet. As I feel this is me, myself, Daniel, as a lonely human being. I people not so much, but a pet is yours and will love you unconditionally. So find a pet and just keep it safe. And I know people have seen I Am Legend, and the most heartbreaking part of it.
Can't even talk about it.
Sorry, if you haven't seen I Am Legend.
So it would be inappropriate to say you want a pet for food. Just
Meredith.
I was thinking the same thing, Meredith, but I wasn't gonna say it.
Send
Wow.
email to Meredith at Geek Insider. I was expecting that reaction. Thank you.
No, listen, at least listen. If you with that attitude, you're probably gonna survive the zombie apocalypse.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what's gonna make you survive and not us. We have to trust ourselves. So
we're gonna die most of fluffy pets.
Yeah.
Laurel, how about you?
So everybody, for the most part, has been giving really practical, salient advice. So I'll be the sap. And I will say, in order to survive the zombie apocalypse, you need human relationships and connection and love, because those are the things that are the most important.
Mm-hmm.
You're just quoting a character.
I know.
Sweet Laurel.
And Joe's gonna be like, you need to eat red meat and murder everyone with axes and also accidental incest. I don't know.
Those were actually my three answers.
Like
Red
friends
meat.
to eat.
Accidental incest and axes.
Accidental cannibalism too. I was just
well, no, I mean, as with everything, you have to really kind of understand what kind of a zombie apocalypse you're in. Because, like, if it's this one, then the most important thing is just wholesome things like friendship and, being there for each other. But if you're on something like The Walking Dead, then you got to just remember that the audience can't like you too much.
Right.
Because you're going to die.
If they like you too much, then you're done.
Yeah.
So the audience just has to like you enough to like keep you around for a while.
Yeah. Also, if you're
never just like declare out loud that like you're really happy for the first time. You
finally feel safe.
Matthew, careful.
You were done at that point.
Yeah.
Also, if I want to bounce off of this Walking Dead drinks, which I haven't seen it, but I'm on the internet a lot. And I know people have a lot of babies on that show. So my additional advice is wrap it before you tap it in the zombie apocalypse. Because you don't want to
believe.
No glove, no love.
That's an extra mouthful.
That's how the zombies kill you off. That's how the writers get you off.
That's how they do. If you're pregnant, you're freaking done for on the show. Not in real life, I guess.
And Anna was talking, and this is one thing you have to see the Dead Enders for. Anna does talk about getting off, and
Does Anna talk about that? It's up to interpretation. It's loose interpretation.
yeah. Well, but Meredith, before I give them our signature question, did you have anything else for them?
I am just getting busy over here. Yes,
With
I
the-
am. With sharing,
Segue.
with sharing Dead Enders, all the links where you can contact these guys, follow them on their Instagram, visit them at their websites, sign up for the newsletter if they have it.
Oh,
Share the love. You know,
That's a good idea.
Share it out to your friends and let them know that Dead Enders is here, and you guys are a blast.
You are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And if you want to buy tickets for Anna's board exam this Friday, that link should be on Eventbrite. We'll send that out. I'm putting it up now. I'll send that out. You can just sort of
Weird performance piece.
watch her as she talks about, I don't know, probably intestines or something.
It is intestines, yeah.
It's gonna feel really, really
Fascinating.
gritty.
Must see TV. Now, we always ask all of our guests one question, and we've gotten some really great answers. Of course, there's no wrong or right answer on this, and we'll just start over in the corner. Oops, see, I did it wrong. With Anna, if you could go back in time and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Oh, keep doing it. You're fine.
You're not going to
You're
go
doing great.
blind like Mom said, or
Oh my god, absolutely not. Girl, keep doing what you're doing. It works out so well. Look at your hair. It all ends up so good. You're so hot. It's like totally fine. That's all.
Wow.
Great answer. Great answer.
Thank
That's
you.
definitely going in the book. Nicole, how about you?
Well, I think I already have my answer, which is, for those of you who've seen Lost, I think this will really ring true. I'm just going to bring back a bunch of manuscript versions of Twilight, hand them to young me and be like, here you go, kid. Here's your college tuition and your mortgage paid off. You're good to go. Sayonara. Don't even worry about it. Just go with it. And then
She said that, and now every science fiction fan on Geek Insider just freaked out about the butterfly effect and what's going to happen to Stephanie.
But also, let's talk.
What's gonna happen to Stephanie?
Let's talk, because I actually love talking about time travel. I've written like a million time travel stuff. Let's collab. But yeah, come at me.
See, there you go, Matthew. Geeky, cheeky, and downright free.
Right. That's my show where we do talk about that kind of stuff, and that's every Sunday night at 9:00. But Leslie, what would you say to young Leslie?
Oh, I was trying to think of something really clever, but I honestly think I'd just give her a big hug.
Oh,
And then I'd whisper in her ear to not quit playing the cello. Because
There
the
you go.
cello is just my favorite instrument. It's so beautiful, and I played it for 3 years, and then I quit.
we all have those kind of regrets, I think. And but Daniel, what would you tell young Danny?
Wow, literally so many things. All of the things. I think the most important one for young Daniel to hear was, you're gay and that's okay. Like, it's fine. No one gives a fuck. Like, just, do your thing. You're gay and it's okay, and just live your life, goddammit.
At the Trevor Project, hit Dan up.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Laurel.
Yes, as tempted as I am to say something similar to Dan, of like, you're queer, you're here, get used to it. I think my actual nugget that sums everything up, all the different facets of all the different things, I'd say, is keep doing your weird shit. Because the second you try and put yourself into the box of things you think other people want, and you put the weird stuff to the side, it's going to make it all the harder to rediscover yourself as an adult. So keep doing the weird shit. I'm sorry I'm swearing a lot.
Oh,
Awesome.
that's fine.
Yeah, that's a great
I
answer.
cuss in my sleep, so that's why we don't have any language buried.
Good.
All right, Joe, you get the last word on this one.
Well, a couple of things. I think the most important thing would be that I'd tell myself it's okay to lean on your friends and your family and the people who love you when you're in a low place. I think like a lot of us, my younger years saw a lot of uncertainty and a lot of loneliness, and I would tell him that other people are a gift. And also on November 12th, 2006, don't eat that chimichanga. Get some chips instead.
Oh,
There's so much I'm learning about you on this live stream.
beautiful, profound words, and I love y'all so much. And I can't wait to shower you with checks for my Twilight royalties. We're gonna go on a big trip, y'all.
Right now, I do got to ask Joe one last question here, and then we'll let everybody give their places to find them. But Joe, what is the deal with wearing the earbuds with those old headphones over them?
I can't.
All right. So there was actually a lot of thought that went into this. And I originally was planning on using those big old headphones as, in the call, but as you could probably tell, they don't work. They are broken.
No, they are.
Here's
you're
the
not
thing.
telling me this, Joe.
Laurel is learning all kinds of new stuff about him tonight.
How many more lies, Joseph?
Here's the thing. Mac is a pretty confident guy, and I think Mac is probably pretty sure that no one has noticed the awkwardness of the earbuds. And as far as he's concerned, he's getting away with it. So until somebody says something,
So you're telling me he's a relentless hipster?
Whoa!
I just go with what I'm given from our brilliant showrunners.
We put in the script. Look as big of a doof as possible.
Yeah, it's right there in parentheses.
That's
That's all our directing process is, just reminding Joe to really bring that out.
Now remember, Mac's a doof.
Little doof.
Those big guys I thought were just such an important part of the look. I needed them even if I couldn't hear anything out of them.
Mac's very embarrassed to own any Apple products, and you can tell.
Hipster!
As is Joe, yeah.
As is Joe, sure. That's where the Venn diagram is.
Where is the lie?
Well, it has been fantastic meeting you all. As I said, I really enjoyed the show, the whole season. I'm actually going to have to go back and watch it again because I did skip a few parts because I wanted to finish it before I had y'all on tonight. Fair. And so I had to skip through a little bit. And so I definitely want to go back. But folks, make sure y'all check out YouTube, Dead Enders. And thank you all for coming in. Like we said, whenever season 2 is going to come out, anytime any of y'all individually got something going, whether it's a press release, a Kickstarter, or what have you, hit us up over here at Geek Insider. And then let's wrap it up. Let's start with Joe and Laurel. Give it to them one more time for those folks out on Radio Land that aren't seeing this on YouTube or Facebook, to where they can find you and follow you.
All right, you can find me at laurelandersen.com, and that's LAURELANDERSEN, like Hans Christian Andersen. It's my go-to reference. And my socials, Instagram, Twitter, etc., are all at LaurelMRC.
And you can find me on social as well, at Joe Raik. A lot of fun stuff on there. Yeah, you'll see what I'm doing from those platforms.
Oh, that's me. Yeah, so you can check out my website, which I just updated before this call after some technical difficulties. It's at NicoleMarieMartinez.squarespace.com. And all of my socials, Twitter and Instagram, are Nicole_@night. That's ATNITE. Just like Nick at Night, but no affiliation.
You can find me at feminine_ending, Shakespeare reference, for pictures of my container garden and pictures of me holding goats.
If you want to follow me, my personal life, you can follow my Instagram at Dan_CABY. And if you want to follow my professional personal life, you can look at my website, which is DanielCabrera actor.com.
Y'all have such nice, easy to spell names. That's awesome. You can follow me on Instagram at ACEYSTACY, or you can visit my website at anna-stacy.squarespace.com. Thanks, Squarespace.
That's popular.
All right. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put up the card here once again. If anybody is watching, you can go over to the QR code that'll take you directly to the YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button. Give them some love. Share it out with your friends, because if you don't, you might lose your geek card. And on that note, we're going to have the don't lose your geek card. Don't do it, folks. And on that note, I am going to hit the outro. You guys are welcome to stay so we can say goodbye. And away we go.
You've been tuning in to Geek Speak with Matthew Harris and Meredith Loughran, a Geek Insider presentation. Subscribe to the Geek Insider podcast on your favorite listening app and sign up for the newsletter on our website. We also have advertising opportunities through the website, podcast, and newsletter. For details, contact advertising at geekinsider.com. This has been a Geek Insider production. Thank you for listening. Geek out.